campus of Long Beach City College, the 14th annual Long Beach City College Mini Grand Prix. Hi everybody, I'm Willie Padilla. Along with me, Chuck McFerrin. We begin our coverage of what has become an annual tradition. This is a great event, the Mini Grand Prix, a big one on campus, Chuck.
You're certainly right about that, Willie. This is an event that everybody gets involved in. We have 32 teams, co-ed clubs, men's and women's clubs. It started months ago for them, and this is the day of truth.
Intermittently, we will be getting reports from down on the race side from Dan Reddington. In fact, our colleague is standing by for a report on the course.
Thank you, Chuck and Willie. Beautiful, warm spring day here down on the track. Enthusiastic crowd, and the track is in excellent shape. We should see some good times this year. There you see they start off way down there. They get the green signal. They come about 30 yards. They make their first change over within the boundaries by the hay bales. Come around. Now, remember last year, there was a wide turn with a tree. It's not there anymore. A dangerous, we're calling it the dead person's hairpin curve. And then their second change. In the preliminary heats, a lot of spills, a lot of time lost on that dangerous hairpin turn. Another change through the straightaway, then around the big tree, into the finish line. Some good times, some slippery spots on this hairpin turn, all around exciting, and we're ready for the quarterfinals. Let's go back to Willie and Chuck for those.
Thank you very much for that report, Dan. We're about ready for the action. We start with the quarterfinals. There have been some preliminary races prior to the quarterfinals, but we're about set to get underway. It's going to be LDSSA. We'll call the right lane, lane 2. That's the lane they are in. Entree New number 1 is in the left lane. We'll call that lane 1.
Again, the first race of the quarterfinals.
Willie, Entre New is one of our women's clubs, and LDSSA is our Latter-day Saints co-ed club.
The first turn, Entre New negotiates it successfully. LDSSA has a little bit of problems.
We had a wheelie on LDSSA.
Entre New around that hairpin turn makes it nicely. They do the next change. They do it successfully once again. They are in the lead, and they are gaining ground.
They look strong. They look like they know their changes.
Entre New past the final change area, and it looks like they're going to go on and defeat LDSSA in our first quarterfinal here at the Long Beach City College Mini Grand Prix with an unofficial time of 37.04 seconds.
Entre New with a time of 37.81, establishing the men's.
We're set to go on to the quarterfinals in the men's division. This is Tong and Illusions. Illusions will be in lane number 1, Tong in lane 2.
Willie, Illusions is a new club, just started this semester, co-ed club. First time in the race.
And Illusions immediately with some problems.
The flipper.
Tong racing, and now all they have to do is negotiate the rest of the course successfully. And Illusions looks like they're going to go ahead and drop out of the race. Apparently, someone a little more shaken up than they would have liked, as Tong will continue on.
I think their wheels exploded off, too.
Everyone okay down there? Let's give them a round of applause.
Well, looks like their car's not even going to make it the rest of the day, as an unreal flip, and Tong suffers a flip of their own. However, they're so close to the finish line, they will be able to complete the course, and they will go on to the round of 4. They will advance to the semifinals. Go ahead and put Tong in the semis.
The winner's Tong.
They do it with an unofficial time of 49.12. More quarterfinal action from the women's division now. Karami number 1 and the International Hispanic Association.
Internationals in lane 1 in those bright colored jerseys.
In fact, they try to get into that change just a little bit too early. Now we've got a near bumping going on as the International Hispanic Association keeps going into lane 2.
Oh, we had a trip. She lost her foot. Got to gain her balance.
Karami, meanwhile, takes the lead.
International better keep at it. They still could get them.
Now both teams are in the same lane.
That's not right, Willie.
Karami suffers some problems in the final lane change. They get through it all right. The International Hispanic Association trying to make a lane change of their own, or excuse me, a person change. And they lost one of their racers. Meanwhile, Karami will go on, cross the finish line, as they will be the winner with an unofficial time of 46.13. Let's go back to the men's division now. This is more quarterfinal action. The Cambodian versus the Tillsmen.
Cambodian Student Association on the lane 1 inside with no shirts.
A very speedy race. Meanwhile, the Cambodians had a little bit of trouble keeping straight in their lane.
Good time. This will be tough. Dead man's curve. Been tough all day.
Both teams negotiated successfully with the Tillsmen. What an exchange. They take the lead. they'll face Tong in the semifinals.
TNT2.
We're set for more women's quarterfinal action. This is TNT 1 versus TNT 2. And for TNT number 2, who got a bye after the first round, this is their first race.
The rules put teams in the same bracket, Willie, so that this wouldn't happen. Two teams racing against each other in the finals. They have to eliminate one of the other teams before they get to the finals. Looks like they've made a decision here who will win. And looks like TNT 1 has been given the nod. TNT 2 is being a respectable number 2 team and allowing TNT 1 to take the win.
Well, TNT 1 doing a nice job on their exchanges. I think they're learning from this experience and trying to get the time down a little bit, which may help them in future races.
TNT 2 didn't have a real good experience. They buyed and then had to bow to team number 1.
TNT number 1 crosses the finish line, and they will advance to the women's semifinals.
Please report to the starting line. Please report to the starting line.
For men's action from the quarterfinals, it'll be JX. Here's a story on that team. This team has won the championship 3 consecutive years in a row. They are racing the Phil Am team.
JX is in the right lane with the yellow jerseys for the fastest time of the day.
JX continues to cruise. We were told they may not be as successful as in the past, as they had only one returning racer, but they seem to be going okay.
JX is now on the inside lane, and that's a big advantage on that last turn.
The Phil Am team, they're racing rather gainfully. However, it's going to be JX. JX will cross the finish line. They will advance to the semifinals, and they will try and defend their championship. Time for the final quarterfinal in the women's division. This is Esprit number 1 versus Illusions. Illusions will be in lane 1, Esprit number 1 in lane 2.
Here we go,
Esprit in their pink, that's their club colors. Illusions, a brand new club this semester.
Esprit runs into some problems. Illusions with the lead. Still a long ways to go, however.
Illusions was smart. They must have built 2 cars, one for their men, one for their women, because their men's team destroyed their car.
Illusions continues to lead. Esprit number 1, a long way to go to catch up. Illusions has some problems on the last exchange. Here comes Esprit number 1. Will Illusions have enough to win this race?
Good
it looks like they will. And Illusions wins it over Esprit 1 to advance to the semifinals, where they'll face TNT number 1.
The time of 40:38.
Final quarterfinal, the men's division. This will round out the final 4. We have Tong, Tilsman, JX. The winner of this one will advance. This is Thor versus Amigos. And after the first exchange, Amigos leads it. Thor has the inside lane on this turn, and Amigos loses it. But they get back into their own lane. What a change.
Amigos got right in front of them.
Thor, tough turn, and Thor loses it. Let's see, can they beat Amigos? Amigos has the lead. Down the stretch they come. Amigos will advance to the semifinals.
We're going to have a ruling on that. All referees to the tower.
Okay.
Okay, here we go with the dealers race.
We're now going with the Toyota dealers race. In lane 1, Joel Noddick from Downey Toyota. In lane 2 is Doug Heron from Long Beach Toyota. And it's Noddick's team being pushed by 3 of the officials that's leading.
That's right.
And Heron going with a little bit of strategy, just taking a shortcut.
Heron saw Noddick take the shortcut, and he directed his team to do the same.
Noddick's team is the leader, and Joel Noddick from Downey Toyota looks like he's going to head and finish the winner in the Toyota dealer race here at the Long Beach City College Mini Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Doug Heron from Long Beach
Joel
Toyota.
Noddick, Downey Toyota, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Wow, it was the gloves, huh?
It was.
How did you feel?
Real good. I think it was because we had a good crew.
Yeah.
And we're representing a good product out here.
And
And
what product is that?
Toyota.
Oh, Toyota.
Toyota, the new college grad program. That's what we're all out here representing.
All right.
Okay.
Did you get dirty?
No, not a bit.
Where'd you get the gloves?
From the parts department at Toyota.
There you go. Nice work.
Thank you.
Nice work. Where's our loser? Where's our losers? They didn't want to stick around. He overdressed for it. You see the tie? We had a guy in a nice polo jersey. That's what you come to a race in. You don't wear a tie to a race. Downey Toyota, see? See? Here we go. Oh,
The scariest thing I've ever done.
yo, did you get dirty? You overdressed.
I did.
But it was for a good cause, right?
It was.
Yeah. How do you?
Long Beach Toyota.
They love you. Have we got a deal for you? Let's go back to Chuck and Willie up in the booth.
Thank you very much, Dan. Great Toyota dealer race. Now let's go on with the Long Beach City College Mini Grand Prix semifinal races. We're going to begin with Entre Nous #1 versus Kirami #1.
Two of our women's clubs been on campus for many, many years. A lot of tradition.
Entre Nous in lane 1. They are the leaders so far. Kirami having some problems in the first exchange.
Entre Nous pays no attention to lane lines.
And so far they are the leaders. That appears
works
to be the strategy. Entre Nous well out in front. They do the final exchange rather nicely.
Ooh, maybe a crossover collision. No.
Kirami having some problems again, and that will allow Entre Nous to advance to the finals. Well, Chuck, we've had our first controversy of the Grand Prix. We're going to go back to a quarterfinal race between Thor and Amigos, which was originally won by Amigos, but it did cause a controversy, so we have a re-race.
What's tough about these is the same teams come back. They have to use the same drivers. Thor's in trouble.
Amigos with the early lead, still a long way to go. Thor making up some good time.
Nice turn, good exchange. It's still a race.
Here comes Thor. Amigos, their lead is starting to disappear and follows it around the final turn. Amigos will take over and go on to the victory. Amigos will advance to the semifinals. More semifinal action. This time from the men's division will be Tong versus Tillsman. Tillsman in lane 2 of the black, Tong in red in lane 1 on the left.
Tillsman had a real good time in their first race.
Tong has the lead, Tillsman falling behind. Nice turn by Tong. So far they're doing everything it takes to be the leader. They've done a good job.
Without a collision, they should be okay. They got through that last turn.
Tong running a perfect race. Tillsman falls behind Tong, the winner. They're going to the finals.
With the new fastest lap time of 27.81,
Entre Nous has already advanced to the finals in the women's division. Now the winner of this semifinal, TNT versus Illusions, will also advance.
Illusions, Willie, had the best time of these two by quite a bit.
Illusions has the early lead. TNT, which defeated its own team, TNT #2, is falling behind. So far, they have really not done well in this race.
TNT 1 might have been hurt by just coasting in their TNT 1-2 race.
Illusions still has the lead. They did have some problems with the second exchange. They're now in the third exchange, and they are the leaders.
Illusions is looking good. This is the first year this club's been on campus, and they're going strong.
Illusions, down the stretch they come, heading towards the finish line, and Illusions will advance to the finals where they'll face Entre Nous #1. The last semifinal of the day coming up, JX versus Amigos. This has been a big race. A lot of people have been waiting for. Amigos has been pretty surprising throughout.
Amigos been a good club for the last couple of years. They're really into the swing here.
JX, of course, the defending champions. They've done it 3 years in a row. If they want to do it a 4th year,
Great
they're going to
race.
have to come through now.
Very good changes, both teams, but Amigos now has an advantage being on the inside. They can close a lot of ground on this inside turn. It's a great race.
JX down the stretch they come. JX is going to defeat Amigos. They're going to advance to the finals.
good job, amigos. Good job.
Time now for the women's final. Entre Nous #1 versus Illusions. And Illusions has to be considered the surprise of this entire mini Grand Prix.
I think Illusions has had the best time of the day.
Here we go.
Illusions upset Esprit #1 to snap their 4-year stranglehold on the championship.
It's a great jump turn by Entre Nous.
A close battle, both teams in the same lane. Entre Nous, one of their racers, loses her footing as they are run into by Illusions.
Illusions was kind there. They could have run right over that Entre Nous runner.
Entre Nous still has the lead, but here comes Illusions. Illusions making up a lot of ground down this final turn. Tough break for Illusions as they lose one of their racers. And now the two teams are tangled up.
They dove into the barrel there.
Neither team able to get free. Finally, Entre Nous does. We've got a close one. Entre Nous. Here comes Illusions. It's going to be Entre Nous that wins it.
Oh,
Entre Nous, the champion. Let's go down.
Where's the camera? Right here. Smile at the camera. Oh, Entre Nous. Hey, I guess they won. I guess they're happy. How do you feel? Oh, they're very happy. Thanks for asking. They're going to Disneyland. Back to you, Chuck and Willie. How's your heel? How's your heel? Oh, you got hurt there, huh? You got run over. But you guys are all right. Good job. Tough course this year?
Yes!
Now, how do you celebrate?
Thank you, Dan. After such a wild women's final, we expect more of the same here in the men's final. Tong versus JX. JX, they have won the championship 3 consecutive years in a row. Tong with the best time so far in the Grand Prix today.
Willie, I think these teams have probably met more than any other 2 teams on campus in the finals. It's been a great tradition, these 2 clubs.
Here we go.
We're expecting a wild finish. We had a wild one in the women's final. No reason to expect anything different here in the men's.
Tong actually has a little better time, about 1.5 seconds, the fastest of the day of anybody on the course.
We're underway.
Close start.
Tong in red, JX in their gold and blue. It's a tight one so far.
2 great teams. You can see that right now. JX is right on their heels.
Literally. Tong still has the lead. Trying to upset JX for the final. JX loses it around the final turn. Tong is on their way to upsetting JX and snapping their string of 3 titles in a row.
And Arsenio
Tong, the winner. Let's go downstairs to Dan and the victorious Tong team.
We have a new winner. We have a new champion. 3 years of JX. The new winner is Tong. I think they're happy about it. I can't tell you for sure, but I think they're excited. Let's see if we can get some of them to talk. Hey, how did you feel about the race? It was awesome. Were you good? Come on, get in here, guys. All right, what are you going to do to celebrate? I'm going to Disneyland. They're going to Disneyland too. Tong #1! The legacy. Go to Disneyland. They're going to Disneyland. Tough course today.
Very tough course. I'm the manager of this team, and these guys are pushing hard all day, and they're doing great. We practiced all week. We finally beat JX.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, they're happy. We have a new champion, Tong. Congratulations. Back to Chuck and Willie.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
What a wild finish to this one. Chuck, your thoughts on today's Grand Prix?
Well, it's another classic mini Grand Prix. Everything, all the excitement, the crashes, a lot of student involvement, enthusiasm, some traditional races, and then some surprises, some new clubs. It's good to see.
Special thanks to some people, Toyota dealers, of course, who help out in this Long Beach Mini Grand Prix. Dr. John Philpa, the Dean of Student Affairs, the Telecommunications Special Projects class, and their instructor, Steve Clayton, for making this cable cast possible. Ed Blancart from the Mini Grand Prix Committee. Special thanks to Mr. Tony Lippold, who's the Assistant Men's Advisor, as well as Greg Tente at Simmons Cable TV for all of their support. And as always, the Long Beach City College Media Services crew, Jeff Williams, Joe Cutler, and of course, Dr. Al Haywood. Another great event. Do you consider this one a success?
Very successful. It's a great day. You can just look around and see all the excitement. But where else would you want to be? They're right here, Long Beach City College, the Mini Grand Prix.
A couple strings snapped. Esprit won. JX, they had some tradition of winning championships. They are now over. The new champions for the men's division, it's Tong. For the women's, it's Entre Nous. For Dan Reddington, for Chuck McFerrin, I'm Willie Padilla. Thanks a lot for joining us on our coverage of the Long Beach City College Mini Grand Prix.
Yeah.